Last week on Trapping Across America, Jason and Lottie flew to Hibbings, Minnesota to meet up with the Kane family. They were successful trapping lots of bobcats. This week, we're going to pick up with Jason, Lottie, and the Kane family to see what else they trapped and some more good tips. After the recap of last week, let's pick up where we left off as they head into their first location.
So a lot of our marten sets we're in a very rural area, so we're able to, the snow's so deep this year that a lot of areas, if we constantly walked in, for one thing, we couldn't run as many sets in a day. So a lot of it is done by checking with binoculars or a spotting scope to check your traps. And it's just a more efficient way. It helps with theft, because if people if they will check when they see human tracks, they will follow them and they will take whatever you have. It's unfortunate, but it happens.
Adam decides to set up some new snares at this spot.
You can see where the fox are running right here. So we're going to set a snare right on that. So for fox, I usually set about 7-8 inches off the ground, probably around 8 inches off the ground. I do it out by sight. I know a lot of guys do kind of their finger there. You know, this one could actually even go up a little bit higher, but we have a lot of gray fox around here too, so a lot of times I'll put it lower so you can catch reds or grays. But you know, you probably want to center it up right in their track here, and you can tell they came through here multiple times.
Now they are on to another location where Adam has set a trap. He checks first with his binoculars to see if there's anything in it. This portion of Trapping Across America is brought to you by F&T Fur Harvesters Trading Post.
Pretty sure I see fur. Alright.
That's good.
All right, kids.
All right. First thing of the day.
The kids are excited, and they're hoping their dad was right, that there might be something in this one.
We got one! Yay!
What you got, Wyatt?
Marten. It's a big one. It's a really nice one.
So this is a vertical set. We showed the leaning pole set. This is the vertical. So the deal is, Marten just climbs up the tree and goes straight down into it. They can almost pretty much go up and down a tree like a squirrel.
The American marten is a mammal that belongs to the family of weasels. They're agile climbers and good swimmers, but they spend most of their lives on the ground. They can weigh up to 3 pounds.
A lot of times I'll make it easier for them to come up. And then climb right up and go in.
We want them to go into the trap so we can catch them.
So we're driving down and we see a heavily used fox trail here, so we're going to set a snare on it. Generally they always follow the same tracks here, so we'll put a snare in and hope that it works out.
The loop of wire is suspended from a branch or a small tree, and the snare catches an animal as it's walking along the trail. After setting up a few snares, they're going in to check another trap they've set. The kids want to be the first ones in.
Heavy. It's got the white patch on it.
They catch a fisher in this set. Kinley is excited she has her own tag that will go on this one. Her dad is going to help her fill out the tag properly.
So here's our tag system that we have in Minnesota. I'm going to kind of cover up her name here, but and so we mark out with a knife each one on the date, the time, if it's a fisher or marten, and each kid or adult is allowed one fisher, one marten, or it's 2 combined, so fisher or marten. So I'll have you cut right there with fisher. Okay, and it's AM. It's December 27th. Okay.
It's great to see the kids so eager to check the traps. Wyatt is heading in first, and he finds something a little unusual in this one. Weasels are relatively small, nimble mammals. Some weasel species have fur that changes colors in the winter. Their fur will turn white to blend in with the snow.
So this set's mainly for Fisher and Marten, but Weasels, they're the same thing pretty much as a Fisher Marten, just smaller. And he went up and did the same thing that a Fisher Marten would do. And we don't catch a lot of weasels doing this, but occasionally you get a few a year. Alright, it's remade and ready to go. So I have wood boxes also that I use, but this is actually corrugated drain tile that fits these 120s. These are probably 10 to 12 years old, where a wood box would have been rotten by now. I do take them down every year. It's what our state requires. And but they sit out all summer at my house, empty with nothing in them. But they last for years, and it's just a drain tile. You can buy a 100-foot roll of it, make a lot of different boxes. The wood boxes look really nice, but they're a lot heavier. These are a lot easier, and they clean up very well.
I don't know about you, but I'm setting out on this trap.
What is it?
It looks like a huge skunk.
Oh, disgusting.
So let's pull over here and go get it.
Yeah,
we don't need a tag for that one.
I'm not carrying it.
This is yours. Come and carry it.
No, I'm not carrying the skunk. Dad, don't touch it.
A skunk can release a spray of oily liquid as far as 10 to 15 feet and spray up to 6 times in a row. The skunk spray odor can linger for days or even months, depending on the amount released. By the time the young skunks are 8 days old, they can emit musk.
That's a bird.
Usually during Marten and Fisher season, it's not warm enough for the skunks or coons to be out. Usually they're hibernating, but obviously they're out with this warm weather we're having.
Ew, it stinks.
So the main goal is to keep the animals up off. When I put them up, I like when they're hanging there. It helps so we don't get mice or anything to ruin any of the fur.
This is one brave little boy to carry out that stinky skunk.
Oh, it is on my belly.
Yeah, that's bad.
That was 7.8. Turn the page.
It stinks.
8.9.
Oh.
Just before trail on the left.
He stinks like skunk.
8.9.
Smells like skunky.
I hope they're driving with the windows down. Okay, we're off to the next set, and it looks like Jason is handling this one. Maybe. Very carefully, I hope.
First, porcupine. And he's heavier than I imagine. Is there a safe way to pick him up?
Not really.
No.
Feet.
Feet.
They're on the road again, headed for the next set. We'll see if there's anything stinky or prickly in it.
So we have a leaning pole set here, and we set it up as a double, and somehow he must have jumped over the first trap here. And the plan is if you have two of them, the first one would come up, get caught there, the next one would get caught when it actually went inside the tube there. But we have just a 110 conibear here on a stabilizer, and then he actually made it through, and that is a mink, guys. That is not a Marten.
That's why it looks so weird.
That's a mink.
Mink are small, discreet, and most often nocturnal, and they live in close proximity to water. They're semi-aquatic and obtain most of their food near the water's edge. The coat is deep, rich brown, and sometimes has white markings on the throat, chest, and underparts. They're on the road again, headed for the next set.
This is my first year marten trapping with Adam and the rest of the crew. This is my first marten I actually got, so I had to do all the trapper's education stuff this summer and into this fall and area. I got into a rodeo wreck and tore my ACL and meniscus. So just had surgery on that and kind of hard getting around, but we got it done.
That look kind of cool. I'll help you out since you're crippled.
Let's see if I can make it all the way out again.
Trapping Across America is brought to you by Sawmill Creek Bait and Lures, Trapping Girl Inc., F&T Fur Harvesters Trading Post, J3 Outdoors, Element Outdoors, Revealed Trail Cameras, High Country Control, and Tacticam. Once again, they're on the road to check traps, only to find a little disappointment at this one. This is never a good thing to find.
So we're just pulling for the season here, and I noticed a whole bunch of bones, and it's all packed down here. A bobcat had came in and was able to be on the ground and reach up and tear the bottom of the chicken wire out and steal all our bait, where the cubby vertically set is made for a fisher marten to climb up the tree and then go down into the trap. So it's too bad that we don't have a bigger trap made for cats, otherwise we'd have a cat. So the reason we use the 120s is this is considered the link zone side of Minnesota, where they have different requirements, and it's pretty hard to run with boxes over here in the link zone to catch a bobcat, because the rules are so strict that you're not really able to even bobcat trap over here.
This set was at the same place they had caught a bobcat.
Perfect. Last day and one of the last sets. We got a marten. Caught it right here on a leaning pole. So the martens actually come up these trees and they run right down the log and get right into it. One of the keys is keeping your marten off the ground. The mice will eat them pretty quick too. So you want them kind of dangling. You don't have to worry about other marten chewing on them or any other type of animal. You want them so they just kind of hang like that. And works out great to have a set like this.
So you've been trapping for a long time. How many years have you been trapping?
I'm 40. I believe I was about 4 or 5 years old when I noticed traps hanging in my dad's garage. I grew up in a pretty metro area in southern Minnesota. It was pretty hard to trap right outside the back door, but I always saw those traps hanging there, and I had looked at Fur Fish Game magazine that friends had that my dad still had, and I kept on telling him I wanted to go try the trap. So the following fall I had bugged him enough that he said, okay, I'll take you out and have you catch a muskrat. He grew up in the fur boom era when fur prices were really good and everybody trapped, and he never did any predators, And so he took me out to a local slough, and I still remember we, you know, caught our first muskrats with my dad, and caught a mink. From that point on, I wanted to try predators. Well, he had never caught a predator himself. He had tried when he was younger, never did. You know, I think him taking me the first time muskrat trapping, he didn't realize it would turn into a lifelong ordeal.
Hey, we've had a great 4 days up here with Adam, family and friends. Caught a lot of fisher, marten, bobcats, a little bit of everything. Skunks, weasels, mink. It's just a phenomenal time up here. The weather finally settled in. We had to pull some traps early, but can't thank Adam enough.
I'm glad you had a good time.
We did. It's just something we don't get to experience in Illinois, so it'll be something I will never forget. Adam also does some bear hunting, predator hunting. If you want to get a hold of Adam, then just get through you on Facebook.
Yep, that'd be the best way.
Okay, and these will be memories that'll last a lifetime with me, and I can't thank you enough.
Glad you had a good time in Minnesota.
We did. Wonderful family.
Thank you.
Yep.